why everyone's single right now.
I think being single nowadays is only hard for other people.
These messages literally perpetuate the problem that our society faces with dating.
Why are some women worried that single men are having too much fun this summer? And what happens when being alone starts feeling better than expected? As dating fatigue grows, more men are becoming comfortable building lives around themselves. For some, summer means freedom, fewer obligations, and control over their time and money. So, are men actually enjoying single life more than expected?
I think being single nowadays is only hard for other people when they still do the same things, like they still romanticize somebody's potential. Instead of romanticizing their potential, romanticize being in your single era. Romanticize embracing the fact that you're alone and actually enjoying it. You don't know when you're going to meet the next person, so actually enjoying and sitting in that time is great because you get to really know yourself. You become your own soulmate first so that you actually are good to somebody else. Be confident in your own skin. It seems like everybody now is just not confident anymore, and be yourself. You're the only you that's out there. Instead of basing your mood off of, oh, he didn't text me or they didn't call me, and your whole mood is based off of that, and your whole day, focus on yourself. Take yourself on dates. Do that self-care day. Go on solo trips. Learn to actually love yourself first so that you enjoy being single. It's not a bad thing to be single. And instead of waiting for them, choose you. You're waiting for them to choose you. You choose you. If you choose you, it doesn't matter if they choose you because you've already been chosen. Just learn how to actually be single and happy, not just be single. There's a difference because in 2026, being single is actually the real flex.
The traditional framing assumes single men are constantly searching for someone to settle down with. But that ignores what independence can offer: flexible schedules, hobbies, travel, friendships, fitness, and complete control over free time. A man doesn't need to date every weekend to have a fulfilling summer.
Oh my God, there's no way. You can't be single. You gotta have a secret woman. Oh my God, you're so handsome. You have a good job. Because they want slaves. Women don't want partners, baby girl, okay? Listen to me. Women don't want partners. They want slaves. ATMs. Do I look, man? I know I got some broad shoulders, you know what I'm saying? I hit the gym. Now, I ain't no ATM, you feel me? My money, my money. You know what I'm saying? We ain't doing all that. He don't spend it on me. I'm not gonna spend it on you. Get your ass home. Get your ass home. I spend it on my wife, and none of y'all got wifey material characteristics, so as far as I've seen. So no, yes, I will continue to be single. I'm happy being single without the headaches. So stop asking me. Smart men are single. Trust me.
Summer makes that freedom even more obvious. There are trips, concerts, beaches, sports, road trips, and spontaneous plans. A single man doesn't have to coordinate every decision with a partner. If an opportunity appears, he can simply go. The freedom isn't necessarily about avoiding women. It's about controlling his own life.
In 2026, being alone, being single, and being solo dolo, isolated is a better choice. Because I'm gonna be so honest, nobody can be trusted. People are fucking weird. Even when they look in your face and they smile in your face, they still find a way to put you down and behind closed doors, or they absolutely despise you. And me personally, I don't got space in my life for that bullshit. Like, if you ain't coming correct, don't come at all. Don't be here. Like, I don't got time, man. I really ain't got time. Like, I want good, solid people around me 24/7, 365. And I don't care for the fake energy. I don't care for the pretending to have good energy. And a lot of y'all are just not all there, bro. A lot of y'all just ain't cutting it. And I'm sick of that shit. I'm at a point where I'd much rather just be solo by myself for the rest of my life than to have bad company around me all the time for the rest of my life. So that's 2026, y'all. Trust me, being a little not so much around people, I promise you, is a much better choice.
Men who once believed being single meant missing out are discovering something different. They can spend money on experiences they actually want, save for bigger goals, travel with friends, or simply stay home without explaining themselves. Independence isn't automatically isolation. Sometimes it's just freedom.
Who knew that saying I would require a non-refundable deposit to take me on a date in 2026 would send so many broke men into a spiral? It's almost like they forget that I am paying for a babysitter, transportation, nails, hair, makeup, time, effort. Most of those things cost me money. And yes, I am now dating with intention. I am dating to marry, and I am going to marry a provider. And if that offends you in any way, you were never my target audience. It's like so funny to me that my content is actually rage bait for angry men, because I originally started posting for the girls and just to connect with like other single moms and women in general. But triggering men actually accidentally just became my favorite new hobby. So I'm gonna keep doing that.
The dating market also plays a role. After rejection, ghosting, mixed signals, and endless dating apps, some men decide that taking a break feels better than constantly searching. Once the pressure disappears, they may realize how much time and energy dating was consuming.
There's a big gender war in our generation. Dating is like gamified, and people take it really personally when someone doesn't like them, when in reality it could be you might have clashing music tastes. You only end up marrying one person, you only end up committing to one person that you date. And you can get so many no's, but you only need one yes. Think of every no as like getting towards your yes. There's also a lot of things on social media now that's like such like an individualistic culture of like you deserve better, and a lot of people are in a mindset of like if it's not the perfect person, it's not for them, and that's probably not someone you want to be dating.
And that's where the real shift begins. A man comfortable alone doesn't necessarily feel an urgent need to find someone. He can date when he wants to and walk away when something doesn't feel right. When being alone is no longer viewed as a punishment, desperation disappears.
These messages literally perpetuate the problem that our society faces with dating, relationships, and loneliness. If we are telling other people to isolate and to not be in relationship and to protect our hearts from being vulnerable, from putting ourselves out there, if we're trying to create conditions that are the most optimal ways to live, where we never get hurt, we never face rejection, we are literally never going to grow, build resilience, and build the skill sets to regulate our own emotions. And that is literally what life is about. It's learning how to regulate your emotions, because 99% of things in life we cannot control for and we cannot predict. So what you've got to focus on is how do you create a sense of inner joy and inner peace despite what's going around you. So staying single and isolating yourself from relationships that are beautiful and like foundational to human, like the human experience, that doesn't increase your peace. That actually just makes you more depressed, because humans are wired to connect. And frankly, we shouldn't be outsourcing our peace onto anything or anyone else. Like, you need to learn how to create that for yourself and create your own sense of joy and internal feelings of joy. So it's comments like these that are deeply troubling to see and are really not helping anyone.
The explanation is simple. Comfort creates options. If a man already has friends, hobbies, financial goals, and a peaceful home, another person has to genuinely improve that life. Attention alone may not be enough. The relationship needs companionship, trust, attraction, stability, and reciprocity.
I'm single, I don't have a boyfriend, and I don't have any kids. I just hanging in the woods a lot, you know. But in 2026, when it's on dating, everyone think you want something from them. And then people think they want something from you. It's so hard for generous people like me. I'm just looking for someone who has same interest as me, and they are very kind and respect. If you are that person, let me know, because I'm looking for you.
That doesn't mean every single man is living a perfect summer. Some are lonely. Some want relationships. Some are dating. Others simply enjoy the freedom temporarily. The point is that singlehood is increasingly becoming a choice rather than something automatically associated with failure.
I just saw a guy post a video about 5 reasons why everyone's single right now. And it was just, he hit all the points so perfectly. If I remember his name, I'll like drop his name or tag it in the comments. But there was one point he talked about in particular that I thought was so interesting that not a lot of people talk about why everyone is single. And it's actually something I've seen a lot, especially used kind of as an excuse for men. But I just thought this point was really interesting. Because the obvious reasons are, you know, social media, dating apps, etc., has ruined dating, which we know this. Yes, that's true. But another point he made is that a lot of people, like older generations, when they met when they were like super poor or like They didn't have to be like in a certain place in life in order to get into a relationship and get married. And now we see a lot of people today who use that as an excuse to not get into a relationship or not want something serious or not want marriage. They say that they need to do X, Y, and Z, or they need to make a certain amount of money in order to be in a relationship or feel comfortable to take something seriously. And I especially see this with men a lot, men that I've talked to, men that my girlfriends have talked to, even guy friends that I've talked to who are almost 30 and still not ready because they're not where they want to be in life, or they're not making a certain amount of money, or don't have that business that they've been wanting to start, which to a certain extent I get. Sometimes you do need to focus on yourself and you really just don't have time to bring another person into your life. But it gets to a certain point where I just feel like it's like, I'm sorry, but you're going to end up being single for the rest of your life. Like, I think that if you want a family, then prioritizing getting into a relationship is something that should be important to you, especially when you're in your late 20s. Because you're going to start running out of options. People are going to start getting into relationships and getting married, and your options become more and more limited the older you get. And one example I can think of is somebody that I know who is in their mid-30s already and is someone who is like posting and like reposting content about like having to like work on yourself, or like kings chase the crown and don't chase the queen, like that type of content. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, but and this is a person that has said that like they do want to get married and have a family one day. And I'm like, you're already in your mid-30s and you're like consuming and liking this kind of content of like you still need to keep working on yourself and like achieve all these things, like just obviously like not prioritizing or like wanting to put any sort of effort into starting some sort of serious relationship. Like, I don't know. I really don't understand it, because to me, I think that you can always work on yourself and better yourself even while in a relationship. Like, isn't that the whole point? Like, you're going to change and grow, but you're going to do that with somebody who is there to support you and be in your corner. And I think that whole aspect of a relationship is so cool. And like, I am someone who wants a family and kids. If you don't ever want a family and kids, and obviously it's not something you ever need to prioritize, but I don't know, it's just something I've seen time and time again with like guys, especially that like I've talked to, or just like guy friends of like, they're already in their late 20s or early 30s and they're still not ready to settle down because they're not in the certain place that they want to be in life. And like my parents, for example, they have been happily married for a long time and met when they were both super poor. And my mom just knew that my dad was a really hard worker, had a lot of ambition and drive in life, and wanted to grow with him, and they did together. My mom was able to become a stay-at-home mom because my dad now makes a lot of money, but he wasn't when they first met, and my mom was actually making more money than him when they first met. And yeah, I feel like we've like completely lost that. Like, I don't know, I think it's just really interesting. Like, I think our culture a lot really emphasizes this like self, like you need to like work on yourself and like self-improvement and self-growth. And it's like, yes, to a certain extent you do, and it is important, but it just gets to a certain point where it's like, if you're not going to put any sort of effort into trying to like meet people or get into like a serious relationship, and having a family and kids is something you want, it's like, then like, how are you going to get that? Like, I don't know. Does anybody else like feel this way or have experienced this? But it's really crazy to me, because I'm like, you're already like I'm like, dude, what do you mean you're not ready yet? Like, you're literally running out of time. Like, and I guess for women too, it's like women who like want kids maybe think about it more than guys who want kids. It's like, we do have like a biological clock in a sense. Guys don't really have to worry about that as much. So maybe that's like part of the reason too, but I don't know. I just find it so interesting. And yeah, it's like, you can still work on yourself while getting into a relationship. Like, I just don't understand.
Every summer brings pressure to socialize, date, travel, and find someone. But some men are choosing differently. Instead of chasing validation, they are focusing on the gym, career, hobbies, friends, finances, and peace.
The amount of men that are broke, don't want to be providers, or spend their money to take a woman out to nice places. What do you want then? Do you even like women? Maybe you should be dating men. These types of guys are wondering what they're getting in return when they're getting her presents. Women can afford their own dinner. They don't need to be there, and they don't understand. There can only be one princess.
And if a man discovers that he genuinely enjoys that lifestyle, returning to dating becomes a choice rather than an obligation. The longer someone becomes comfortable alone, the less willing they may be to accept a relationship simply because they're expected to want one.
Never see coming. And that's when Mr. Nice Guy just stopped being Mr. Nice Guy. There's no warning, no speech, no big argument. One day he just woke up and started moving different. And that's the part that throws a lot of people off. Because he wasn't complaining before. He was just showing up, saying yes, adjusting, going out of his way to make sure everything ran smooth. So when the switch happened, it kind of feels random, but it's not. It's been building every time he ignored what bothered him. Every time he chose peace over honesty. Every time he gave more than he had and told himself it was just part of being Mr. Nice Guy. Until one day, something small happens. Nothing too big, nothing dramatic. And he pauses. And he thinks, and something becomes clear to him. And for the first time, he doesn't override him.
Two people can absolutely have more fun together under the right conditions. A great relationship can make summer unforgettable. But a stressful relationship can make independence look even more attractive. The important variable is whether the relationship actually adds value.
Do you ever see a man and think, why is he single? He's beautiful, got a lot going for him, and you think to yourself, there must be something wrong with this man. And then you think to yourself, wait, I'm single. By that logic, then there's something wrong with me. And like nobody's perfect, but maybe there's nothing wrong with either one of us. Or maybe there's a lot wrong with both of us. I don't know. I was just thinking about how funny it is. And then I was like, oh, but my future husband is going to have to be single for me to marry him. So, is there something wrong? Or is he just single waiting for me? I don't know. I can't figure it out. And by the time I figure it out, he'll probably already have somebody. So, whatever. Whatever. It doesn't even matter.
So, why are women worried that single men will have too much fun this summer? The answer may be simple. Some men aren't sitting around waiting for relationships to rescue them from loneliness. They're making their own plans, spending their own money, and enjoying their own freedom.
Let's just talk about the lonely man epidemic that my sister kind of talked about the other day. And basically, it's that so many men are lonely because a lot of women are not willing to date them because, one, women are getting better paying jobs, they're getting better careers, and they're getting more educated in the sense that these women who are just getting hotter and smarter and making more money don't want just a regular mediocre man. And the thing is, with guys that do have pretty well-paying jobs and multiple degrees and are self-sufficing in pretty good ways, they are arrogant. There's not a lot of people that are very humble but also have a lot of things in their life. So in that point, there's something called the lonely man epidemic because a lot of women are not willing to date just regular men. They want to have a really good provider, a really good quality man, but there's not a lot of them out there these days. Even if they do exist, a lot of them are taken. So it's like you're not going to crash someone else's wedding or their relationship. So that's why women just prefer to be single these days.
That doesn't make relationships irrelevant. It means the bar for entering one may be getting higher. When someone already has peace, independence, and a life they enjoy, they don't need a relationship simply to escape being alone.
Women are scared of happily single men. You want to know why? Let's get into it. Being happily single as a man makes you more appealing. Men that don't need to be in a relationship. Men that have high standards. Men that don't chase women. They chase in purpose. This makes women think, wonder if that man is actually interested in them, and will in turn, y'all listen to this, increase the value of that man and his expressed interest in their mind.
The real question is whether modern dating can offer enough connection, excitement, and stability to compete with a summer where a single man controls his own schedule, money, and choices. Because if being single becomes genuinely fun, comfortable, and fulfilling, giving it up becomes a much harder sell.
Men stopped playing by the rules, and now everyone's freaking out. Let's break down why silence has become the loudest move.